Hey guys, Pete and Ruby from President Street here, coming to you from a cold, wintry Melbourne day. So we're about to head into full-blown stage 4 lockdowns over here, so we're very thankful to Music of the Future for letting us take over today. We're very excited, thank you guys. We're talking today about our song Something to Believe. It's a song we wrote middle of last year. We wrote it on a songwriting retreat, something that we found is a process that really works for us actually, where we head off into the country for a couple of days and shut the rest of the world out and just eat and write music, and that sort of works for us. We found it's really useful, and we actually got quite a few of our favourite songs written that way, so that's been really great. It's a song we wrote, started out on acoustic guitar. I was playing some guitar, and then Ruby basically just sang the main chorus hook, and we both sort of just looked at each other and went, yeah, that's good.
We're going to stick with that.
We better keep that one. So so that's how it started, and we then built it out, and we built around that. But really, the first thing that Ruby sang ended up staying on the track and became and stayed the main hook of the song, which is really awesome. We built around it. One of the things which we did want to do was we wanted to have a bit of a change of energy in the pre-chorus, so we sort of introduced a bit of a few minory kind of elements into the pre-chorus of the song, and what we think it's done is it's really sort of brought the relief then at the chorus, when the chorus comes, and it sort of brings a little bit of extra relief when we're moving away from that minory vibe.
It's the real sort of emotional release, as well as, really let the melody fly and just sort of emphasise the lyrics a little bit more as well.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a risk doing that, so it doesn't always work, but we think it kind of works. We hope you guys do as well, obviously. But yeah, so we did that, and we really built it out, and we're really happy with it. A few days later, actually, Ruby was like, strings, we need strings, and so...
Yeah, the emotion.
Yeah, that's right. So then we started building out and really sort of padding out the chorus with some strings, and there's a little choir under there as well, I think. So we got the song written. The lyrics came pretty quickly. Ruby did a lot of the lyrics in this track around the idea of self-relief, but
just sort of tried to let the melody flow from just the feeling and the meaning of the words as well, so that the verse melodies thankfully sort of came pretty naturally as well. It was in general just a very natural song. It just sort of wrote itself in many ways, and we were really happy with it.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's a song that really became about empowerment. Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. Yeah, but it really became about self-empowerment, this song. It's about, overcoming those difficult relationships, and we put a lot of effort into making sure that the lyrics were not too prescriptive, so that people could find their own interpretation and their own meaning of the song. And, we have found actually quite a few people giving us feedback that they applied it to different situations in their life, whether it's finding a new love or overcoming a difficult relationship, or, just that self-doubt. I think coronavirus and lockdowns has really brought out a lot of that self-doubt. So a few people have mentioned that they found solace in it, and we're really excited about that, so that's really awesome. Yeah, so we had the song written relatively quickly, probably in a week or so. We sort of got it down and at a form that we thought was pretty cool. A few little changes along the way, but mostly we sort of had it down. Then we sent it over to a good friend of ours, an amazing guitarist and producer over in Sydney named DC. DC threw some guitar ideas at them, as he does. He just throws things and sends it back, and then we just pick out the bits that we think are amazing or whatever. And we ended up really focusing on this guitar bits that he did, which we put into the back end of the song, and sort of that high energy pickup of the track. So we were really excited about that. So that sort of gave us a bit of a foundation to build the back of the song around. And interestingly, one of the ideas that Ruby had was she really wanted a bit of a gospel-y vibe on this track. So when we did the breakdown, we actually initially had quite a Ruby ended up recording a whole bunch of melodies, or harmonies I should say, over that bit of a gospel hook. And we laid those down, and in our first incarnation they were quite prominent, but over time we sort of felt that actually we don't want to kick too far left by going down a really strong gospel path. So we kept it in there, but we just sort of brought them down in the final mix, so that they're there and they're relatively prominent, and they definitely have a place and they're important, but they're not overpowering, so that we end up a bit like that Madonna song, Like a Prayer, that fully kicks into a gospel vibe. But we didn't want to do that. We wanted to keep sort of true to the original idea of it. So they're in there and they're great. We really like them. And then by bringing in DC's guitar at the end, we sort of felt that it's a nice sort of homage to the gospel without sort of going too far over the top in that direction. And yeah, so then DC, and so that was our main sort of the main collaborators were Ruby, myself, and DC, and that guitar.
And then we sent it off for mixing in the UK by a guy called Ash Howes, who did our previous single as well, I Found Me. So stoked to be working with him again. He's a wonderful guy, did an amazing job. So he obviously just sort of brought different balances out in the song, added a little bit of an echo on the vocal as well, that sometimes the simplest things you're like, oh, why didn't we think of that?
Yeah.
So good.
Well, we're very pleased to be working with Ash. He's absolutely amazing. He's worked with everyone from One
Direction, Kylie Minogue as well from Australia in Melbourne,
and also 5 Seconds of Summer from Australia, but also Ellie Goulding, Ollie Mertz, just everyone. He's amazing and incredibly talented, and we're very blessed that he sort of wants to stay with us on this journey, this President Street journey.
Yeah.
And so so Something to Believe, our latest single. We're really proud of it. We've been so stoked about the reaction and the support that we've got, particularly from the UK. It's been amazing. And so we just wanted to say thank you again to Music of the Future for letting us take over, and guys,
thank you for having us. Yeah, we loved writing this song. We're so glad that you guys are loving it as well. We hope you continue to enjoy it and sharing it with everyone as well.
Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy it. This is Something to Believe.